Hello and welcome to my submission for Games Done Quick for Who Framed Roger Rabbit. This game is well known from our childhoods as being an extremely difficult game, and many of us never beat it. Since I figured out the RNG manipulation on the game, I've been able to achieve a 4 minutes and 13 second run. RNG manipulation in this game is very difficult to do. This often takes 20 to 30 minutes just to get the RNG seed that we need. Even with frame perfect inputs on the title screen, we're still looking at only achieving the RNG that we need about 25% of the time. So with that, we're going to be doing a random seed today, which is exactly what I'll be doing at Games Done Quick. If you should accept my submission for Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Do not believe this game has been in a Games Done Quick yet, so without further ado, the timer, of course, would begin on character movement. So just like in the movie, our objective is to find the will. Now the game breaks it up into 4 pieces. So our first objective is to get the wallet and immediately go to the store. And we're going to buy some dynamite because we're going to use that to get into Toontown. I'm checking item spawn locations, and we are good. And we found the rattle, which is going to allow us to get past the snakes and the caves. Apparently the rattlesnakes in this game do not have tails, and they are most appreciative when you give them a rattle. So we go in there to stop our vehicle from being pushed too far, and we hear the weasels for the first time. And when the weasels chase you, it gives your car a little boost. And we did not find the shoes that we were looking for in there, nor the dynamite there, the detonator there. So this is going to be a slightly longer seed, but we do have the rattle already. With random seeds, you just have to memorize where all the items are. And in this case, we got the dynamite, we now got the detonator, and we'll be able to use that shortly to get into Toontown. Now, we did not acquire the shoes when I would like to, so we're going to go to the location where they're going to be, and then head back down. The shoes enable us to jump over pits in the caves, so they are required. And we're also going to do a trick here that's useful for any percent here, where we jump on an enemy that kills you, but we hope to get a favorable bounce towards an item that's going to be useful. In this case, we got the whistle. So we're going to look in this cave here. This is our first instance of a cave, and there was no will piece. So there's 2 more cave locations. There's 4 locations in the town where we can find a will piece, and we've looked in 2 of them, so we have 2 more caves to explore. There's a visual cue here where to jump over the pits, and we got over that. We found the will piece, and we were able to get right past the snake, who is now our friend because we gave it a rattle. So we have actually picked up every item that is required in this area. We got the 1 will piece, and we got the detonator and the dynamite to get through. As you saw there, I just used the whistle. This calls Benny wherever you are. This enables us to skip a long stretch. And here's our first occurrence of running into the weasels, where we have to answer a punchline. You do not lose a life or any health as a result of this. We turn our car to the side so it can't be hit anywhere. And now we are looking for 1 will piece that's out here, and we found it right away. There's one wheel piece in the outskirts here, and one of 3 caves. And we got one of the best spawns. And believe it or not, we are already on our way down to Toontown. I waited to get into the car because it causes the weasels to spawn on foot, because we are on foot. This is a good way of manipulating them so they're not in their vehicle. But for any percent runs, so we just used the detonator and the dynamite to get through. The music in this game is phenomenal. I absolutely love it. It's a very short game. But at any percent, we actually do not... We want to get the boost as much as possible. Alright, so here's our first instance here in Toontown of using the whistle. And we're going to check our first wheel piece location. And we lucked out. There's one wheel piece in this area and a baseball, which we'll use to trick the weasel to get to the warehouse. And we are lucking out all over the place. Except for the shoes that snagged us. Quite alright. We are actually ready to proceed to the latter part of the game, which I've called Toontown 2. And we got ourselves a nice little boost here at the end. This also saves time. And there's one wheel piece left in the game, which is in one of 4 locations. I'm going to use another whistle to call Benny to save from driving long stretches. That's location number 2, no wheel piece. So once you collect all 4 wheel pieces, you can go into the warehouse where Doom is holding, strangely, Roger Rabbit and Jessica Rabbit, the only time you actually see her in this game. And here we are again with the weasels. What fish wears a cowboy hat? And Billy the Squid. Very cheesy, but also very fun. Alright, so now we're going to use the baseball to trick the weasel. We enter this area because we have 4 wheel pieces, and now he's either going to let us kill him or he's not. So our goal is simply just to punch him back to the left corner. I'm kind of glad that he's trolling right now because this is what he'll normally do. So, ideally you want to keep him glitched over here into this wall so that if at any time that he decides to attack you, if he's in the wall at that moment, he will not attack. This is the only way to defeat him. And with any percent run, you just hope that he goes all the way back here and just stands there and takes it, just like that. The second phase is easy. We're going to grab the cannon before it gets to Roger and Jessica. We're just going to hold B, and we are good. And we do some swag here and just float up in the air. And that is Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Very quick, very easy. Very fun, actually, just to do random seeds. And so this is my submission for Who Framed Roger Rabbit. I really do hope that you consider the submission. This game doesn't get to be seen very often, and I think it's very quick and fun. And I think people will enjoy it very much. So thank you for your consideration.